Hello guys, and welcome for another video on the Nashorn restoration. In this video I will show you about the fuel tank and the fixes we needed to do to make it work again. There was a lot of debris inside the tank after the fire. We thought we cleaned it out well enough, but it wasn't. And we tried several times to clean it out, but not really successful. So now we cut some holes in it to make it really clean and everything working sufficiently so we can drive without any problems and midi tracks. So enjoy this video. I'm currently emptying the fuel tank using aquarium pump. For diesel that's okay, gasoline will dissolve plastic. I think 4 cans out and have still 3 left, so it should be enough. I don't know if it shows up clearly, but here you can see all the debris that's in it. So it's quite a lot. Clean it out as much as possible, and then there is a pickup hole. It's a bit deeper than the rest of the tank, and we put gauze around it so that if there is still something left behind, or maybe we accidentally drop something in it, then it will be stopped by that filter, and then we have the coarse inline filters. So that should be enough, but the problem was the bigger chunks. So that should be solved soon. The smaller holes, those two, we will plug up completely. And this one I will make a cover plate that's bolted down so we can always open it when need be. So we'll clean up the edges to put a plate on top of these 2 holes, and then inside I will clean up the part I need to weld in. So this will be the part that will stop most debris. Will be welded inside. And then this will be the new pickup tube. And have a threaded bushing for the line and put it in here. It's a bit too long now, but we'll fix that. And when this will be welded inside a plate that will be bolted on, so we can always access it if need be. Well, we have it open now anyway, so might as well change that. Of course, with the grinding we get some debris in it again, but I will flush it with some fuel at the end and make sure everything is clean. So I've grabbed some materials, marked 2 plates for these holes, a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker than the original material, so it's easier to weld. I'm gonna use strip and weld it underneath here, so I have enough material for tapping threads in. And then this also a thicker plate, about 6 mil, maybe a bit thick. I think 3 or 4 would do, but then you can keep it more flat, it's easier. Otherwise I have to weld strips on it and then it can warp, so this is simpler. I have to cut it to size and then I can start welding. On this side I will weld in these 2 first, because they determine the size of the rest. I will let them stick out a little bit. I have to clamp them down because the plate is not level. does not need to be a solid weld, as long as this plate will be attached for drilling the holes and that it doesn't fall down. That's enough, because the seal will be outside. As you can see, I'm not welding all the way around in one pass, because it's thin material. I let it cool down a little bit and then weld the next. I'm now marking off the hole so that I know where I can drill the holes. And of course I need a hole for this one, for that one actually. Of course I will have to tap here, so some debris will fall in, but that's why we have a big hole. We can still access it to clean it out. And also this I grounded about level, but it will never be as level as it needs to be with paper gasket, so we will use liquid gasket. Then it will fill up everything that we need. So I have to be mounting it like this, then this hole will fit there. And I will tack weld it with 2 tacks in place, and then I can drill all the holes. Otherwise I have to drill one hole, put a bolt in it, drill another to keep it in the correct place. So one big and the rest will be M6. So I have the holes in it. This tube is to the correct length, and now I have to attach it and see if the length lines up. That's good. Finish welded. I will shorten it a little bit because now it's only 2 or 3 millimeters from the bottom. That's a bit tight. That distance to the bottom to be more than the diameter, the inner diameter of the tube. So these holes are already correct size. So we'll drill through the top sheet and then I will go down to the correct size for tapping. So I have drilled all the holes around. Now it's time for tapping. Always use a little bit of tapping oil. So I have cleaned the fuel tank again. Now it's time to put the plate back in with some sealant. Especially I'll put it around the holes, since they could leak next to the bolt. And then I'll put the plate back on, but I will not tighten it completely down. I will let the sealant harden a bit for a day and then I will tighten it down. Otherwise you can't squeeze out too much. Let a little bit squeeze out. You know it's flat. So fuel tank is ready. Let the paint dry and then the next is install the tank again. Put the lines on and then that part is finished. Yeah, and then the next things that we have to do is the ammunition box underneath the rear end of the Nashorn for the early types, probably for the ice cleats. We don't know sure, but yeah, we think that is the most likely candidate why they put those boxes underneath. But you see them later removed, probably because they're quite close to the tracks, and if you pull in debris like branches, then you might destroy them and have a problem. Yeah, and then also need to check track pins. We pulled a few out, check them for cracks, for wear and tear, and how the new track pins are doing, and also the tracks themselves. So I hope to see you for the next video. Until then.